Good day, good day, good day. This is Mr. Anderson. This might be one of the last videos in my car. It's crazy how people people come in your life, and people come in and out of your life. It's crazy. I met, shout out to Moose, actually my neighbor. Me and him had a real good conversation a couple days ago. Had a bunch of ideas, bunch of brainstorming, bunch of creativity flowing. Man, that's the kind of people I like being around, to help me better myself and align myself. And that was one of our big conversations, is alignment. And he mentioned it a couple times, and I talked to him about some of my ideas and things that I wanted to do and was trying to do in the process of doing and learning. And I've already learned. He was just like blown away from the stuff. And I'm looking forward to working with the young man. He has a story, he has a vision, and I enjoy being around that energy. I judge energy, y'all. That's what it is. It's all about the energy. It's all about the energy with people. With that being said, my energy has been low these last couple days. And I noticed it even within the gym. And this is SI, this is self-intelligence. This is just my brain intelligence, paying attention to stuff and understanding stuff and going through the things that I've been going through and learning and trying to adjust my nervous system and trying to align myself with who I am. I was at the gym recently. I don't know if I talked about this, but I was at the gym last week. It was last week, yeah. And I just didn't have the energy. I really was just physically drained and mentally drained. And phone is shaking. And so I did my normal stretching, did my normal routine of stretching, and I just kind of stood there after I stretched. It's like, man, okay, what next? What am I gonna do next? And as I was standing there, I was like, okay, I know I need to get a sweat. I know I need to get some cardio in. Let me get on the treadmill. So as I was on the treadmill, my mind was lost in my thoughts, or just my physical tiredness and mental tiredness, and my body aching and shoulders hurting and just body and mind just out of it. And as I was sitting there on the treadmill, I was thinking, like, man, I started trying to breathe and ground myself, like I tell myself to do whenever I get in those kind of situations. Let me ground myself and let me mentally make myself just calm. So as I'm doing that, I started looking around the gym, and I just started noticing the energy, all the people, the different people, different shades, different ethnic groups, different genders, different sizes, in there. And I was like, man, we all come here for a release of energy. We're releasing energy to gain energy. And it was like, that blew my mind for a minute. And so then I thought about it, and I was looking around. You got the old guys. Everybody has a story. Everybody has their alignment. Everybody has their reasons of being in there. And I was still looking about the old guys, that gray beard in there talking and exercising. It was like they were doing a certain type of exercises. Then you had the older women doing certain certain exercise, and so on and so forth. But everybody was doing what they wanted to do and what they needed to do, and they were all there for a reason, and it was them aligning themselves with whatever direction they were trying to go in, whether it was losing weight or, for myself, blood pressure and losing weight, and want to be around for my grandkids. And I just thinking of all the different stories that could be told in that gym, and it started to motivate me even more. It's like, man, we could be anywhere in the world right now doing anything, but we're choosing to be in this gym. We're choosing to try to better our health, our well-being, even if our self-esteem. Some people have self-esteem issues with their bodies and mental, and that going to the gym gives them that mental push to have more better self-esteem for themselves, self-intelligence of themselves, and physical being. So I was sitting there thinking, and I got to thinking about me, and like my main purpose goes back to my kids. I want to be around for my kids as long as I can. I want to be around for my grandkids as long as I can. I want to be body and minds that where I can create for them as well, and stop these generational curses and the struggling and all the things that come with that, and teach them, health is very, very important. And I can't remember who I was talking to a couple days ago or recently, I can't remember, but they were like, people are dropping like flies, like people are passing, with it being the viruses or just blood pressure, diabetes, cancer. Like, we really have to be careful what we consume, and balance all that out, or try to stay away from certain things that only give us a temporary enjoyment. And for me, it was like alcohol. Alcohol, I indulged a lot back in the day, but as I got older, it just doesn't. It takes longer for me to recover. Even though I have enjoyed a sip of here and now and then, and to feel like you're free at the moment, but that comes with a cost. Your body, for instance, it just really messes with your system and your spirit as well. So it's not, like I said, I was just sitting there and on there, and I was walking and just paying attention to those things. It did pull some of my energy back up. It did pull some of that momentum and movement of what I needed to do, and that's the move. I need to keep moving. I need to keep trying. And that 30-minute walk, after that 30-minute walk, I got off the treadmill, and it's like I found the lick of some energy, and I was able to actually do some things. And that made me realize is I can't lift weights like I lift weights when which I already knew. I can't lift weights like I lift weights when I was in high school or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. I have to be smarter. And that's when I was watching each person. They were doing what they felt safe with and comfortable with. I'm not trying to be all big and buff and swole and walk around. No, I want to be healthy. I like full body workouts. I want to be even full body, workout where I can get the cardio in, the upper body, lower body, chest, back. I was an athlete. I am an athlete. And being a dual sport athlete, you can't just focus on one body part. You're focused on your whole entire body. And I keep that. And so what I do now more of anything is like dumbbell exercise and kettlebell exercise. And I do a little bit of the machines because I know as I'm older, I realize that I'm getting older, my shoulder don't move like it used to, and all those years and years of sports that I played, I pretty much was in sports from 6 to now. I mean, I've always been hyperactive and things, and I'll shock a few people whenever they see me actually flaunt my athletic ability. My athletic ability. They see that like, dang, okay, I see you. I still got it. Yeah, I still got a little bit of, not as much as I did. So, but anyway, I say that to say, man, we really have to motivate ourselves, and that's that brain intelligence that we have to use to have that self-intelligence of what we need to do for ourselves to help us sustain life at a higher, energy or a higher purpose. And, that really pushed me, that moment really did push me and give me that energy to do that. And then, as I did that, and then, the mental, we really skipped the mental aspect of being tired. And I love AI. AI talked about that to me one day. It was like, you're not lazy because you're tired. You're not lazy because you're exhausted, because you want to go to bed. You're lazy because you can only hold so much, and you have to shut down. You have these, and I said, you have these energy vampires who just want to suck the life out of you constantly, with all that and the jobs and our careers, work, dealing with children, dealing with bills, dealing with people on the highway, driving to work, all that. You get all these things that constantly keeps us connected to just draining energy. It's constantly cycling energy out of us. So we really have to set still. And that's me. I need a day. Like, I needed a day of silence. I needed some hours of silence, and I did that. I love my peace. That's one of the things that I love is my peace. I love to meditate, which I got to get back better at that. But I love my peace. I love to be able to close my door and take a day, or take some hours. I got off of work. I've been getting off of work a little bit later, like 5:30 or whatever, staying around to do some stuff. But I got off of work a little earlier. Well, I got off of work at 5:30, and then I got home dealing with the traffic and all that stuff, and I was just like, man, I'm exhausted. I went in the house. I got home about 6:15, 6:30. I talked to my son for a minute, and I ate, and I was like, son, I'm going to bed. I'm sorry, I'm going to bed. And I cut the TV off. I cut my fan on, and I was in the bed by 6:45. And when I woke up, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, because I just was mentally drained. And I've kind of felt bad, but at the same time, when I talked to AI, that's what she was saying. She was like, man, there's nothing wrong with, we all need that. It's a detox. It's an energy detox, somewhat, in some sense. You have to detox out of that negative energy, or that negative, pull of energy people pull from you, and jobs pull from you. And that's another story. My job, I enjoy my job, yet I just don't like dysfunction. I don't like stuff that's not organized. I don't like a lot of lack of direction, or lack of discipline, or a lack of doing things. A system. I just don't like the certain systems. And I know everything has a place and time that needs to be improved, but at the same time, it's hard when you're being, and that's one of the things I'm gonna say today in one of my meetings. We had a meeting every day at my job for the past 2 weeks, because we're meeting new drivers and going through new things and having new stuff going on. I have to really pay attention to my energy and my energy level. And I'm constantly going. And I was telling a friend of mine, and even work, like I get pretty much one Saturday, or two Saturdays a month that I can sleep late. Rest of the time, I'm up, I'm moving, I'm going. The kids, work every morning, driving to work 45 minutes to an hour, well, 45 minutes, yeah, sometime home to an hour. So, and then sitting at work all day. And then answer my phone, I have a company phone blowing up all day. So it's like we really have to shut ourselves off sometimes. And what it bothered me when I was in the gym, it's like, man, I really want to be here, but I can't, because I'm just mentally and physically exhausted. Even my body was aching and hurting, shoulder was hurting. And I know I've put my mind and my body through a lot of stress these last, forever. So it's like I really have to find that quiet, that stillness, that peace, and my creative mind is oozing with creativity. It's just like, now I need to focus more on it, because I'm actually seeing what's going on. I understand the systems. I understand my purpose. I'm recalibrating and realigning myself. I love trade. I trade every day. I've been doing actually great at trading. I just really want to turn that into, some revenue for me, so I can be able to use that to create more and do more for my family, and do more for more creativity, more juices can flow, more creativity, and I can have a lot more freedom to do what I want to do. I can choose my path or my alignment a lot better. I can choose the way I want to go and how I want to do it, and me not having to worry about going and clocking in somebody's work anymore. I can have that freedom to do those things and create my system and do the things that I love to do, and get back to the basics of me and my life. But anyway, y'all, we have to really step back, take that time, put the phone down, turn the TV off, put on some soothing music, and just sit in the dark for a minute. Sit in the dark. Let that energy escape. Let that energy escape that negative energy escape your body, or that tired energy escape your body. Close your eyes and just be free for a moment, for some hours. We need hours. We're up. Working. Most people work 8 to 10 hours a day. Then you go to bed. Then you're, go home, cook for 4 or 5 hours. By the time you get to bed, you're maybe getting 4 to 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, maybe, you get that. I don't think it's been a long time since I've slept 8 hours. It's been a while since I've actually slept 8 hours. I'm always up in between anyway, so it doesn't happen often. So, with that being said, man, just stay aligned. Y'all stay tuned. Bigger, better things are going to come for all of us. Just stay aligned and keep your purpose in your mind, and think highly of yourself and highly of your surroundings, and be thankful for what you do have. I have to remember that, being thankful for what I do have and the people I do have in my life, because they're the ones that really help affect and push me more and give me more energy. With that being said, like I said, I've enjoyed all of this and this learning process, and thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, bigger and better things are coming for me and my family and my friends and my surroundings. My people, it's changing. I know it's tiresome. It feels exhausting, but let's keep moving. Let's keep aligning ourselves. Let's keep that energy flowing. This is Mr. Anderson, and I approve this message. Y'all be easy.